Peace and love, beautiful souls. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is Tani here with a quick chat, conscious chat at that. Today, I want to touch a little bit on awareness and consciousness. Like awareness, consciousness, both the same. Um, what I want to mention about that is just this presence that's always been there since day one, as soon as we come out the womb, right? I think many of us overlook this side to us because, we come in the world and we get downloaded with programs immediately. So we tend to forget that consciousness, that self that's always been with us all along, right? And we go seek and we go look for happiness outside of ourselves, not understanding that all along we should have been looking inside, just, but we do it unconsciously because some of it, when we pray, it's really like you're talking to your inner self, right? But you're kind of directing your prayer outside of you towards something else that's away from you. The very same thing that you are is exactly what your creator is. All that it is, that created you, me, all of us. It's in all of us, right? But it's kind of like we have to get to a place of awareness to really understand this stuff. Don't get me wrong, it is hard because we were, like I said, indoctrinated, been downloaded from day one to think of just a religious perspective, and everything just came from such a religious standpoint, not in thing everything is outside of us and not really within us, right? So we don't really grasp the understanding that the very same air that we've been breathing since we came out, you know what I mean? That's the only thing that never changed. It's never changed, and I'm just using it as a physical aspect on the outside just to try to relay a message here. But this awareness that's always been here with us within this being, and it's our natural state of being, our nature, and it's from love and it's purity, But like I said, as soon as we come into the earth, it got manipulated, or they. But anyways, my point is we can get back to that place once we are aware of it, right? Awareness has always been there. So it's just a matter of knowing it. We just know all our downloaded programs that we've been through. And the thing is, when you tell people this, they don't believe that we've been downloaded program on. We're just like a computer. You know what I mean? Take, for example, I'm going to use this thing we have a space. We have this huge space here on the planet, right? And we just start building houses. Do you think that space, which is outside of that house that someone built within that space, is not also in that house? Please tell me somebody understand this. The same house, you're occupying someplace in this huge space. You're building stuff. So you build this house is in the space, and this house still exists. I mean, this space still exists in this house, right? So now you bring all these things in this house. So you bring couch, you bring this, you bring that, you bring everything in this house. It's still the space on the outside, don't forget. You just took up a little part of it, on the planet here. And you're having your own experience inside of that house, right? But it's the same space. The space never left. It just got conform or got put into something else, which is having that particular experience there still on the planet. Given this analogy to show you something deeper, like I want you to start thinking deeper what all that is, right? All that is that we call God. All that is everything around us, right? So our house, our temple, our bodies, say for example, it's the same example that I gave with the house. And when we come, we have all these downloads. So all of this stuff that you put into the house is having this experience. So we have all these downloads. We have all these programs. We are told what to do. We were taught what to do. We were this. So we have all of this downloaded in our subconscious mind from day one. So we think that that is what we know. Well, that is what we become. We now can't differentiate the space on the outside that is within us from day one, before all of this thing was started to pack in on this hard drive of ours. That's the place we have to get back to in order for peace, in order for our nature to really manifest on this planet, and just remember who we are, that we are just a part of what it is that created all this. Okay? We all live on the same planet, but we are living on different parallel realities. What does that mean? You may be having an experience, somebody else is having a different experience, because we flow on different frequency of vibration. Based on your experience is what you are facing. We are on similar vibration, but it's not the same for everybody. So when people always talk about, we are all going through this, you speak for self because you have the perception of your own reality there. Yes, everybody may be seeing the same thing that, or you're seeing that everyone is seeing the same thing that you're seeing, but you don't know what their experience is. You know what I'm saying? It's just maybe that one particular thing you're seeing, everyone around you seeing, but their perception of life is somewhat different from what you see. So we're all here experiencing this reality as God, know it or not, through a limited length from just what we can see at the moment. And if you can't go back to that awareness that's been there from day one, because we've had it. We breathe this air every day, consciously, unconsciously. If you think about it or not, it's always there. So we just got lost and caught up in this game called life that we're playing here, because we're mainly characters. We're like playing characters. We're playing different people. That's why some of us, we get depressed, because we need a deep rest from playing this character that is not authentically you. So to really get back to oneself is just to find that essence, and just remember, we're breathing this air whether we realize it or not. Get back to that place that nobody ever is going to tell you about, because they want you to feel that you are this flesh. You don't know that your being, your authentic being, is just awareness, consciousness. And it's always been there from day one. As soon as you come out the womb, you came out into eternity. As soon as you came out the womb. And then they start feeding with all the stuff, it's time and stuff. But listen, this is just a temporary house here, just to have this beautiful experience and see all the things that all that is like presented, like it's expressed itself to be. Experience all the things that all that is express itself to be around us, and just see the beauty of it. It's amazing. And just, enjoy and live peaceful and live happy and love, which is the number one thing, right? Love is our nature. Love is not a feeling or an emotion. It's just is. You know what I'm saying? Like, love is just like you are. I am. The I am that we say is when we were referring to that self, that long time self. No matter how much it didn't grow, it didn't change, it's always been there. Our body's growing, everything else is changing, but that self, that awareness, that consciousness is always there. We've been breathing the same air from day one, as soon as we came out. It's another example, I guess, let me tell you. So just come to one and understand what that is, who we are, and it'll alleviate certain kind of suffering, because once you realize that you are not all of this experience that we're going through, we're having these experience, we have these experience, we are not it. So when we can place that separation there, we don't take, excuse me, all of this to heart so seriously, because it's not your being. Your being is authentic. And yes, in society they place upon us so many things, and we feel the need that we have to be. But once we have a different perspective on things, I feel like people will really know how to differentiate certain things and know how to operate, I guess, in today's life, So I just hope that can help someone, because that's the key. That's vital. That's vital for us to understand. Just know that self, the I am that we always say, we always refer to, it's always that authentic, natural being, not the experience. The experiences that we have is like the downloads that we have, and we go with the programs and stuff. But you have this authentic self, that's always there in the background, and we just identify ourselves with our experiences and not knowing what it is that we really are. So that's really kind of screwing a lot of us up in today's world. And if we can all get to a place of knowing that, that is vital, that is key to understanding self. So it's always about self-empowering, self-elevation, knowing thyself first to start any being. This is why we're here, right? Because at the end of the day, you are just a reflection of myself having a different experience. So we have to love one another, and everything that we put out, I put out, it is just to help my fellow people to do the same thing, to get it a better grasp of understanding, if one choose to listen, because that's another problem we're facing today. It is kind of difficult for most of us to sit down and listen to a video like this when it's not even that long, when it's packed with some vital information just to get you to a place in your mind of just a realization of self. That's what we need to get to, right? We have to start realizing ourselves and what we are, who we are, and the power that we are. We're just putting our heads down, walking around each day, and not realizing that you chose to have that experience that you're having, because you're not seeking. You know what I'm saying? So just know thyself and try to empower self and try to get the information. Ask and you will receive certain things. You know what I'm saying? So that is all I have to say for this day. Peace and blessings to all. And it's all about positive energy, positive vibration. And we want to elevate our frequency to a higher plane. You know what I mean? To ascend and continue to grow ultimately, right? But within our being self, we're just here for peace, love, and we share our beings with everything and everyone. Peace and love. Thank you.